Democracy sucks, and why we were not created to be a democracy.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it.
Hey guys, I'm Jared. Welcome to the collision of faith, politics, and culture. You're listening to Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Sanity. This is going to be a quick video. I have heard from so many sources on our democracy being at stake. I want to do a kind of just a quick run through of why we are not a democracy, what we are, and why you don't want to live in one. I'm going to share my screen right here. Just a quick look at the news. Type in a threat to our democracy, and what do you get? Threat of misinformation to our democracy. Beware of authoritarianism and conspiratorialism. Twin threats to our democracy. The 5 biggest threats our democracy faces. If you thought Trump was the most dangerous threat to our democracy, you were wrong. Trump's behavior is a threat to American democracy. So, what is a democracy? In the words of Benjamin Franklin, or widely attributed to Benjamin Franklin, democracy is 2 wolves and a lamb voting on what to have for lunch. I actually never heard the second part. Supposedly, he said, liberty is a well-armed lamb contesting the vote. So when you have an outright democracy, it is literally the rule of the mob, right? Like if 51% of the population believe that the other 49%, let's say there were 51% of the National Socialist Party, and 49% of the population were Jews. It wasn't that way, but let's hypothetically say it. You would have 51% of the population able to write the laws and able to take the rights from that other 49%. What we live in is a constitutional republic, or a representative form of democracy. So it's not that we aren't a democracy at all. It's that we are not set up to be a pure democracy. And I think that's what the line needs to be, right? Because look up a majority of Americans. I Googled this just to see what it says. And it's a lot of polls. A majority of Americans support Joe Biden's mask mandate. Majority of Americans say the Constitution should be amended for popular vote. And so what I think as a society, what we've started to do, and I think this is on purpose, honestly, is what they have tried to do is start substituting a majority of Americans and the words democracy for a constitutional republic and for what it stands for, right? What it stands for is that we're all held to a constitution and we all have representatives that go represent us. What that keeps is from the mob taking the rights of the minority. And so you may be let's just say ethnic minority, you may be a belief. I am in the minority in my beliefs, right? Like I believe in certain things as a libertarian that the majority of Americans may not believe in, right? The majority of Americans may not think I have a right to own an AR-15, that I should not have a right to not wear a mask, right? That's one. And so what you've done, if we go straight democracy, is you've allowed the 51% to dictate to the other 49 what they can and cannot do. And I want to go a quick run through of kind of this. I found this article really helpful and kind of breaks down some stuff. And I'll actually link the article in the video. But the republics and democracies and the differences, and it has this little chart. So pure democracy is the population, the power is held by the population. Republic, power held by individuals making laws. The voting majority has almost unlimited power to make laws. Minorities have few protections from the will of the majority. People elect representatives to make laws and according to the constraints of the Constitution. So ruled by the majority or ruled by laws. And so we are a nation of laws. You may have heard that, statement, and the protection of rights is really what it comes down to. If I believe, let's say, I'm a majority of the taxes come from a minority, right? And so what you have, if one, in this case, one party has really taken on the line of we are a democracy, our democracy is at stake, we are spreading democracy. What we don't want to spread democracy. We don't want 51% of the population to have control over the other 49. So I think it really needs to be stated and it really needs to be protected. So every time you hear somebody say we live in a democracy, slap them. That's what I do. It's worked wonders for my friend group. But we really do need, that is a distinction that needs to be made. I think you guys are obviously, if you're watching this video, you're you're a lover of this country, you're a lover of what we stand for. So I appreciate that. And so if we can get well educated on what we are as a nation, what we hold the standard to be, and to be fair, like this country has not always lived up to the constitutional ideals, right? The all men are created equal, endowed by the Creator with unalienable rights, has not always been the case. We had slavery, we had a lot of things, the Jim Crow laws, a lot of things where we did not live up to the ideals of the constitutional republic for which we were created. But if you read a lot of the founders' writings, they were very, very clear. They did not want to set up a democracy because they knew how that ended. And so I want to keep us from heading towards that, because if we get rid of the Electoral College, if we go to a straight majority vote for president, for federal office, and then also, Joe Biden has said in his first 100 days, he's going to legalize 11 million undocumented workers or undocumented immigrants, I think is what he said. And he's going to put them on the voter rolls. So if you think that our nation has any standing, if we go straight majority rule and you legalize 11 million people to vote in I don't know exactly how those 11 million would vote, but there's one party that obviously is very much lobbying to get their support via what they're signing into laws and stuff. So anyways, why we're not a democracy, why we are a constitutional republic. Hope you guys have a great, fantastic day.